You know, the slogan of Fort Worth is where the West begins. And I think in that video about the research summit, what we saw and what we heard is when it comes to suicide awareness and prevention, Fort Worth is where the conversation begins. You saw him up here on stage a few moments ago leading our invocation. You saw him on the big screens. I want to tell you a little bit more about Matt Vereecke. He is the Chief Executive Officer of the foundation, joined about 2 years ago. In that short time, just 24 months, he has worked to expand the programming at the foundation. He has strived to grow and develop the board, and he primarily has focused on walking in the footsteps of Tom and Ellen. Matt came to the Foundation from Education. He worked as a teacher, he was a principal, he was a president, eventually a superintendent. He graduated from the University of Notre Dame and received his Master of Education from the same. He earned his doctorate at the University of Oklahoma. I say boomer, you say? Sooner. I am married to a boomer sooner. I have been trained. Matt is thrilled to be part of the great work that's being done at the Jordan Elizabeth Heritage Foundation. He's excited to lead the organization as it brings hope to those who need it. Now that I have formally introduced you to Matt Vereecke, please formally welcome him to the stage this afternoon.
We were so excited to share the overview of the summit for research with all of you because it has been such a perfect example of how our local presence has a national impact and how things we learn save lives here in North Texas. On the screens, you're going to see all of the areas this year where we've sparked a difference. This is just this year. Starts here and then moves out nationally to Texas and beyond. What's happening here is spreading to other parts of the nation. Our focus is here, but others are taking what we're doing and they're applying it to their local communities. They're using our learnings, they're ensuring that when we discover something effective, it doesn't stay here. In that spirit, we're offering something new this year. It's a giving society that we're calling the Lightkeeper Society for those who want to support our mission differently. You're going to hear more about this opportunity when Ellen speaks later on today, but I wanted to make sure you could take a moment, review your pledge cards, and you can learn more about how you can connect using that. Each year, when I get up here, I try to share with all of you something that has helped me understand the foundation. And this year, it was really the Olympics. I spent a lot of time watching the Olympics this summer. And there's something magical about watching people who are at the absolute top of their game do things that many of us would only dream of as possible. There were many amazing moments, but it was the 1,500-meter swimming event that really kind of sent me down the rabbit hole. Bobby Finke was not expected to win the event. No American had since 1984, and although he was the American record holder, he was still slower than the competition, and on paper, no chance to win. In fact, it's safe to say that the only person who believed Bobby Finke had a chance was Bobby himself. If you watched the race, you saw them show his coach in the stands, who was nervous beyond belief, and eventually he stopped watching. He put his head down. He was sure that Bobby went out too fast and would falter before the end of the swim. But Bobby didn't falter. Bobby went wire to wire with the favorites in the race, watching with disbelief as he not only claimed a gold medal, but the world record as well. And while it's inspiring and exciting, what really intrigued me afterwards was the fact that the second place finisher and the third place finisher both had the fastest races of their career. And it turns out this isn't a fluke. When a world record is broken in track, for example, it's likely that the second place finisher also beats the previous world record. And usually the top 5 competitors set personal bests. To put it another way, before these races begin, it is thought that no one can do better than this time. And suddenly 2 or 3 or even 4 people do it all together. Psychology has actually studied this. It's called the Bannister effect, named for Roger Bannister. Roger was the first man to break the 4-minute mile. Experts said it would never happen, and now it's routine for high schoolers to do it. But we can't all be Bobby Finkes or Roger Bannisters. The good news, though, is you don't actually need to be. You don't need to be the person who believes in the impossible. You just need to follow somebody who does. In 2012, Tom and Ellen Harris were faced with the impossible. They were somehow supposed to prevent suicide, eliminate stigma, and provide hope to those struggling with depression. The foundation they built, however, has done just that. This year, we're serving 120,000 students in over 135 schools. We've trained 40,000 people on the warning signs of suicide and how to help those around them. We partnered with countless businesses and churches to offer outreach to people who weren't getting care, and we believe that we can absolutely end suicide. If you're new to the foundation, the way we do that is by teaching everyone what warning signs look like and how they can help someone seek treatment. Up to 75% of the people who will die by suicide in Tarrant County this year will not have contact with a doctor or a mental health care professional before their death. We've got other problems, but the biggest one is that people don't even know they're sick, and they never even get a chance at treatment. We provide that chance through our network of people who have been trained in how to save our life. We can only do this work because of the tremendous partnerships that allow us to expand our offerings and connections dramatically. One of those partnerships is with Bell, who is here with us today. Bell made us one of their anchor organizations to demonstrate their commitment to mental health care in our community. And their generosity allowed us, over the past 6 months, to reach areas of the community we never could before, and it is absolutely changing the community. If you take nothing else away from this luncheon today, hear this. Suicide has been rising everywhere in this country for the past 20 years. Last year, I told you that we helped cut youth suicide in Tarrant County in half. In 2024, all suicides, every single suicide in Tarrant County has been reduced by 20% so far. What we're doing with your support is working. And we're not going to stop until everyone has the opportunity for care. And even if you're sitting here at your table thinking, you know what, that sounds impossible, don't worry. You just have to follow somebody who believes. You just have to follow the Jordan Elizabeth Harris Foundation. Thank you.